New Nick Merckx tweet. What is this? Let's go, newsman. Can't wait for the drama time. Dude, the Nick Merckx stuff, it just sucks to see, okay? Like, it sucks. I hate when, like, normies on this platform, like political normies on this platform that have, like, right-wing takes, just, like, pop off and get political and say shit, and then people, obviously, understandably, brands react to that. I hate it. I hate it because, like, it just goes, it changes people's perspectives. You know what I mean? It, like, gives people, like, the go ahead. You know what I mean? And that go ahead already exists. It's already everywhere. So I hate to see it. I hate to see it on Twitch. You know what I mean? It sucks. And it happens all the time. I mean, obviously, like, Adin Ross is a decent example of this, of, like, what has happened to Adin Ross over the course of years, over the course of, like, the couple years that he's been around. And anytime this kind of shit pops off, it, like, basically turns into, it basically turns into, like, ridiculous amounts of vitriol. Yeah. Also, speaking of which, like, this is what ends up happening, for the record. Like, the Adin Ross tweet, I don't know where it is. Like, I saw it earlier. I was gonna cover it, but, like, Adin Ross's manager had a conversation with him on stream where he was like, "Why won't rappers come on my stream?" And he was like, "Bro, you had Nazis on your stream." Like,
where's Drake's stream? Where's Future's stream? Where's Uzi's stream? Where's Travis' stream? Get me some people on my stream, bro.
Yeah, I would be getting you guests if they all weren't afraid to, like, be seen with you. It's insane. Like, your reputation is just so toxic. Like, no one wants to be anywhere near you. Like, Drake is literally streaming with, like, a guy on here who averages, like, 4,000 viewers rather than getting on your shit. It's, like, really sad.
Wait, so it's because of a brand risk?
Duh.
Why do they care, though?
Oh, yeah. They don't want to be associated with a guy that's saying, like, having, like, Nazis on his stream.
I stopped having Nazis. I stopped doing it.
All right, but you still were doing it, dude. And you were, I mean, you're very...
hey, like, no shit, dude. No shit. What the fuck were you thinking? This is what I mean. He's like, "Oh, man, you get a Nazi on your stream one time, and then everybody knows you as the Nazi guy." And it's like, it's so much more than that. He's, like, telling people to themselves on the timeline non-stop. He's just like, this is what it is. This is what do you expect? Like, what do you expect? If you can't think about this, and this is my message to all content creators out there, if you can't think about this from the perspective of, like, if you don't want to think about this from the perspective of political ideology, think about it from the perspective of kindness, okay? Brands are, of course, not going to want to be associated with people who are unkind, okay? I like to cover it from that angle sometimes. It's like bullying, okay? Brands are not going to want to associate themselves with people who are bullying entire swaths of the population. If you turn around and say, like, "Oh, this gay stuff is just grooming. All LGBT are grooming people." When there's, like, you know, gay ass marketing managers out there, they're gonna be like, "What? I don't want to associate with this guy." It's like, that's it. That's the whole point. Same goes for, like, having Nazis on your stream. Same goes for constantly being insanely toxic. Like, you're gonna turn into Leafy is here, and it's not all that hot. You know what I mean? That's not a great position to be in. My perspective on this is, like, even if you have some unhinged ass, stupid ass takes, unless you're going to turn into a right-wing content creator and that's what you want to make your entire livelihood off of, stop saying this dumb shit. Okay? That's my, like, purely selfish way of trying to advocate for this kind of thing, because it's not good. It's not good for your money. You're hurting your own bag, okay? It's not good for your collaborations, and it's not good for money in general. So that's number one, okay? Number two, it's not good for fostering a community like that anyway. It's just like, you don't want that. You don't want that. There's a reason why so many content creators are like, "Oh, I'm going to not cover politics. I'm not going to cover politics. I'm not political," whatever. The real reason is because, of course, they have political perspectives. A lot of content creators do. Not many of them want to openly say it because it's inherently polarizing, and a lot of them are afraid of coming across like they are hateful, okay? That they are bigoted. And sometimes when it seeps out and you don't know how to manage your way through that conversation, through that dialogue, you can come across like a person who is a toxic brand that no one wants to be involved with. Okay. Fucked up thing is you're also considered a brand risk for sure. Yeah, I don't really care about that. My situation is very different. My situation is very unique because I am a political commentator. Okay. People have already made up their minds about who I am and what I represent, even if it is completely untrue. Okay. My point is be fake. It's better to be fake than be a bigot. Okay. Be fake. Plenty of people do it. You should do it too. So if you want to be a bigoted person, be fake. I'd rather have you put on a fake face, a fake front, and not be a bigot. Unless you want to basically turn around and become another Ben Shapiro or another Matt Walsh. You know what I mean? If that's what you want, then great.
Very closely affiliated with Andrew Tate, so a lot of people are afraid of that. Just in general, like, you know, these guys are afraid of their reputation.
This leftist shit is eating in the profits. Cut it. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be brand friendly. I don't care about being brand friendly. That's why I have made sure that my monetization structure, my revenue generation structure revolves around subscriptions, okay? Like real human beings that say, oh, I like what this guy's saying, so I'm going to give him $5, okay? That's it. That's the main reason why I've also been one of the most subscribed content creators on this platform for a couple years now. And the reason why I do that is because I can maintain a level of editorial independence and don't have to hold my tongue when I have to talk about issues that brands would possibly consider to be unfriendly, or even the fact that I talk about issues like Nazis, even if I'm not obviously aligning with them, is seen as like toxic from a brand perspective, which is fine. That's it. That's what I have made this decision, say what I say, and I'm not worried about this kind of stuff. I don't need to be brand friendly, but plenty of other content creators need to be, and want to be. The primary freedom of the press lies in it not being a trade. And it's not. Like, do you want to get your news from someone who is cutting content along the boundaries of their revenue streams? Or do you want to get your news from someone who already has that revenue built in? Okay. I have to make an argument for you to appreciate my side of politics. And then also on top of that, I have to get you to subscribe. That's the reason why I'm not going to sit here and talk about how Raytheon is goated and how there are actually moral wars that we must be fighting, sponsored by Raytheon. You know what I mean? Or Gaytheon. Yeah, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, love those guys. It's the exact reason people voted for Trump. He didn't need the money, although he did. Yeah. So that's one aspect of this. The second aspect of this is that, as we know already, this just sucks. This fucking story is just like so shitty. But a couple days back, MLG Puckett said on a tweet of anti-LGBT protesters, like literal Proud Boys and like right-wing terrorists, okay, domestic terrorists that go around all over the Southern California region to like shit up. They went to a school in Glendale to protest what? The protest of the school was doing like Pride Month, okay? Glendale, a school in Glendale, decided to say June is Pride Month, and love is love who you love. We are not going to be hateful and bigoted. And of course, that was unacceptable for these right-wing freaks, the Proud Boys and the like. They went there to a counter protest, and then that was sold in right-wing media as though these were like the parents of the children that were going to school that were somehow duking it out with like some weird LGBT activists that came out of nowhere, when it was the exact opposite. It was the parents that were getting their ass beat by psychotic right-wing dudes, some of which had been to January 6th in Glendale, that they went to just fight people at. Someone like Nick Merckx doesn't know that. He doesn't understand that. He just sees right-wing commentary and he freaks out about it because he's inundated, just like you are, just like XQC is, just like everyone else is. Well, not you in particular, because you're in this community, but most normies are inundated, if they're on Twitter, with this insane amount of right-wing agitated propaganda claiming that like any mention of like homosexuality or queer shit in front of children is actually grooming them. They're pedophiles. They're trying to groom your children. They're trying to sterilize your children. They say some unhinged ass shit, okay? So Puckett said, this happened 4 blocks from my Overwatch League apartment. Americans are in a sad place right now. Let people love who they love and live your own life. He said, they should leave little children alone. That's the real issue. And Call of Duty obviously reacted to that and took away Nick's, in the most obvious thing that was going to happen. Call of Duty took away Nick's skin, okay? He has a skin. He has an operator bundle and a skin on Modern Warfare 2. And they said, due to recent events, we've removed the Nick Mercs operator bundle from the Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone store. We are focused on celebrating pride with our employees and our community. There's a load of gay people that work there, obviously, and they're a brand. Of course they're going to do that. Like, the irony here is that Nick Mercs could have probably even said that on any other month and not the beginning of Pride Month. Like, he couldn't have, if he had said that in like July, Call of Duty probably would not have reacted this way. Okay? It's the one time where brands are like, actually, we do care about gay people. Please don't be homophobic right now. Or please don't be transphobic right now. Like, and he did it 4 days, 5 days, 6 days into Pride. You know what I mean? Of course they're going to react that way. Doc agrees with Nick too. Yeah, that is the least surprising thing I've ever heard. I mean, what do you mean? That's David Icke Dr. Disrespect. That's Dr. David Icke respect, okay? Like, yeah, no shit. He agrees with him. Anyway, listen. Juniper said this before this even happened, but she was 100% correct. Now everyone is going crazy over it and saying Nick Mercs was attacked unjustifiably because he said something that was like not all that aggressive. Okay, he just said like protect children, which like from his perspective it might literally not even mean exactly what like Ben Shapiro means when he says that. But plenty of people who are defending him now certainly mean protect children implies like LGBT is grooming. So that's the question. Does Nick Mercs think that like any kind of LGBT education, any kind of like admission that like gay people exist, trans people exist in society, is that considered grooming or not? Okay? Because plenty of people right now, straight up say that. Of course, the right is going to take on any kind of thing they can. They're going to take on any kind of opportunity they can to literally run throw the book at this and turn this into a major news story, because he's a gigantic content creator. He's a very normie focused content creator with right-wing perspectives. So now everyone on the right, all the way down to the far right, are going off on this and saying Call of Duty has gone woke. Call of Duty needs to be boycotted. And then there are people like Dr. Disrespect who otherwise are also relatively seen as like apolitical. But if you know Dr. Disrespect's background, you already know what he's about. Okay. I mean, that's Mr. Shungite, right? There are people in our space that are rushing to defend. And then there are people outside of our space, like the people in my arena, the right wingers like Tim Pool and whatnot, that have basically turned the story into, and they're going to turn the story into a national news story. People have gone, of course, people are doing the regular thing that they do. Modern Warzone has been getting DMs. I'm not Call of Duty. I'm just a guy named Doug who tweets about Call of Duty and likes to stream video games. Please direct your anger elsewhere. Removing Nick Mercs because he voices his opinion and he said nothing hateful. You are the issue with this country. Pathetic. Congrats on your incoming loss of revenue/sales. Hey Chris, I'm just a dude named Doug who talks about the game on Twitter and streams occasionally. I'm not the company. That's where we're at with this kind of situation. Okay, that's where we're at. It's not good. It's really awful. It's really shitty, and it's going to get even shittier because anytime things like this pop off on the timeline, anytime things like this pop off in our community on Twitch and on the live streaming space in general, it becomes incredibly hostile because there are outside eyeballs that want to also take advantage of the situation and weaponize it in whichever direction they want to. There needs to be real communication around the matter. I don't think streamers understand that they're fucking brands. Like, I don't know why they don't understand that they're fucking brands until actual other brands decide to no longer associate with them. Okay. Once you can't say stuff like that. That is insane. You know what I mean?